As a community outreach project, the second semester student teachers of Mugukchung College of Teacher Education, MCTE, presents the dramatized concept of the food chain. Here are the characters: Mr. Rabbit, Mrs. Rabbit, Baby Rabbit, Beaver, Fox, Tiger, Crow.
It's a beautiful morning. The sun is shining brightly and the birds are chirping happily. The rabbit family that lives near the forest are seated around the table eating breakfast. Their plates are filled with fresh green plants. Mr. Rabbit especially loves the green plants that Mrs. Rabbit has foraged for him.
Dear wife, these green plants are really delicious, aren't they?
Yes, dear. They are fresh from our kitchen garden.
Mom, Dad, I'm done eating my greens. Can I please go to Beaver's house to play?
Okay, but make sure you are back by lunchtime.
I will, Daddy. Bye, Daddy. Bye, Mummy.
Bye.
Mrs. Rabbit collects the dishes and starts cleaning them while Mr. Rabbit heads out to work. She then cleans the house and takes a nap. After she wakes up, she notices that it is almost lunchtime. Just as she starts cooking lunch in the kitchen, Mr. Rabbit comes back home.
Welcome back, dear. You go and freshen up. Lunch will be ready in 10 minutes.
Okay, I will. By the way, is our daughter still not home?
Mrs. Rabbit, who was busy with the household chores, had forgotten about her daughter's play date with Beaver.
Oh my goodness, I totally forgot she went out. She is still not home. Oh, I hope she's okay.
Don't worry, dear. I'm sure she lost track of time while playing with Beaver. Let's go and get her.
They both head out to Beaver's house, and on arriving there, Mrs. Rabbit knocks on the door, and as Beaver opens the door for them, she asks about her daughter.
Hello, dear. Is our baby rabbit with you?
No, Mrs. Rabbit. She left about an hour ago.
An hour ago?
Yes, Mr. Rabbit. She left an hour ago. Why? She hasn't reached home yet.
No, she should have been home by now. Where could she be? Come on, let's search for her.
They all went into the forest in hopes of finding the baby rabbit there.
Have you guys seen her yet?
No, she's not here.
She's not on this side either.
I'm really starting to worry now. Where could she be? My poor baby.
Don't worry, dear. I'm sure she's wandering somewhere here. Let's keep looking.
As they kept looking, they went deeper into the forest and stumbled upon the half-eaten dead body of their baby rabbit. Mrs. Rabbit, on seeing her baby, starts crying hysterically. Mr. Rabbit and Beaver were too shocked to even utter a single word. Mr. Rabbit somehow manages to call a local detective to investigate the murder.
Hello? Hello? Is this Detective Fox? I'm calling because I want you to look into my child's murder case. Can you please come? I'll send you the details right away.
The detective arrives at the crime scene a few minutes later and starts to investigate the murder. Detective Fox had a magnifying glass with her, which made it easier for her to find a reddish-orange piece of fur near the baby rabbit's dead body. As she picks up the piece of evidence, she immediately knows the answer to the crime.
I know who did this. Follow me.
The detective leads them deeper into the forest, where Tiger was sleeping peacefully.
Look at him, the mighty tiger, sleeping peacefully after feasting on your poor child.
Not for long. Tiger? Tiger? Wake up this instant.
Huh? What? What happened?
What happened? How could you, Tiger? Don't try to act confused here.
I really am confused. What did I do?
Ha ha ha! You think you are very smart? Huh? You can never outsmart me, Tiger. Look at this piece of fur. Doesn't it match the color of your fur?
It matches, but what does that mean?
It means that you are murderer.
Murderer? Me? Oh, come on, I was sleeping the whole day.
Yeah, after eating my daughter for breakfast, you carnivore?
I haven't even moved from this spot since morning. I haven't even seen this daughter of yours.
That's what all murderers say. You are coming with me to prison.
No, please believe me. I was sleeping the whole day. Beaver, you know we're friends. I won't do that to a friend. Help me, please believe me.
The tiger kept pleading, but the fox didn't even listen for a moment. The fox dragged him away, leaving Mr. and Mrs. Rabbit alone with the beaver.
Hold yourself together, dear. At least our daughter can rest in peace now that her murderer has been caught.
Mr. Rabbit, I'm not trying to defend Tiger, but it feels like he won't do something like that. We have...
Nonsense. Of course he can do something like that. He is a tiger, a carnivore, and that's how they survive. It is the way of nature. He is a part of the top hunters. These carnivores need to eat meat for energy. We're merely primary consumers who survive on green plants. We're not the same.
I know, Mrs. Rabbit, but Tiger is my friend, and if he wanted to eat us, then he could have done that a long time ago, but he didn't.
Stop talking nonsense, Beaver.
Wait, dear. Beaver has a point. Why would he wait for this long if he really wanted to kill them? He could have done that a long time ago. Don't you think the case was solved too easily, just based on one evidence?
Now that you've mentioned it, it did get solved a bit too easily. And the fox arrived at the scene of the crime very quickly.
Exactly. You two go back. I'll go pay my old friend a visit. She has retired, but I'm sure she'll help me in this. We'll know whether Tiger is really innocent or not.
The place is dimly lit and two shadows are reflected on the wall. Mr. Rabbit is having an intense conversation with Madam Crow.
Madam Crow, I know you have retired, but you are the only one who can help us. My daughter was killed and eaten by a carnivore, and it seems her murderer is Tiger. But we are not sure because Beaver claims that they are friends, so he would not do something like that.
I'm really sorry to hear about your child, Mr. Rabbit. Give me 2 days to investigate and we'll find out whether Tiger is really guilty or not.
Thank you, Madam Crow. I knew you would surely help us. See you in 2 days.
After 2 days, they were all gathered around in the forest, and Madam Crow starts to tell them what she found out.
I investigated a lot, and the cycle of eating and being eaten is inevitable. In nature, the way of food chain is such that we have primary consumers like rabbits, caterpillars, and bugs who live on green plants. Next, we have secondary consumers like tigers and foxes who live on meat, mostly the meat of secondary consumers like rabbit. Then there are tertiary consumers too, like vultures and myself, who eat the meat of both primary and secondary consumers after they die and decay. That being said, have you all noticed something? Our dear Detective Fox over here also comes under the carnivorous group, and they need meat to survive too.
What do you mean by that, Madam Crow?
What I mean is that Tiger is innocent. Yes, of course he can eat your baby rabbit, but he did not. Detective Fox is the real culprit. She killed your daughter and set Tiger up.
The fox tries to flee, but the tiger screams in anger and attacks her, killing her instantly. After a few days, the dead fox's body starts to decompose, and as it decays into the earth, the primary producers growing in that area gets all the nutrients from the decaying body and grows very healthy. This is the way of nature. This is how the food chain of nature works.